ครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ Good evening and welcome to our special edition of Thai PBS English News Service รุ่งทิพย์ชนภาลัย
And I'm Supajan Suwan bringing you the latest updates of the flooding situation, broadcasting live from Chulalongkorn University here in Pathumwan, Bangkok. Now, one of the major gateways, Dr. Runtip from Bangkok down south, continues to face a high risk of being off limits, as the Bangkok governor is saying that inundation on Rama 2 could be as soon as tomorrow.
But the officials want to clean out all 8 canals nearby, near the Param 2 in Bang Khun Tien, near the south of Bangkok. They also want to lift up the barrier in order to drain the water faster.
Bangkok Governor Sukhumpan Boripat admits water from the overflowing Toriwattana Canal is now flowing through the Bangbon area and will likely reach Rama 2 Road within tomorrow. But the question of how much water will flood the street remains a question. FROC Chairman Police General Pracha Promnok says one important factor that will affect flooding in the area is water in the sewage system. Seawater level is no longer a concern for the districts along Rama 2, which leads to the southern Thailand, especially Bang Khun Tien.
Earlier ideas of practically cutting some parts of the highway down south has been rejected as the drainage rate will not be efficient. Meanwhile, in the north, floodwaters have reached Vipavadi 16 past the Thai Airways International Building and in front of the Japia Park Hotel on the Rashida Pisek Road. Workers are trying to drain the water from Vipavadi Rangsit and Pahon Yotin Road to Bang Sư Canal, which will push the water to the Japia River. The water pumps in Bang Sư are also working 24 hours a day.
Meanwhile, the waters around Chatuchak Market is being pumped into the Bang Sư Canal and Makasan Swamp before being drained to the sea and other canals. Now, Dr. Runtip, one factor that many people are asking, one very big question is whether or not the water on Phon Yotin and Vipavadi will reach Victory Monument.
Well, that's to emphasize this again. The Police General Pracha Promnok says that the drainage system is the most important factor.
Exactly. Unlike the waters that come in from Ayutthaya to Pathum Thani to Bangkok to Don Mueang, we could see it flowing on the streets, on the ground, right? But if it's going under the ground in their sewage system, that's something that many people cannot speculate.
But if that happens and it reaches the Victory Monument, that means that something will happen around here.
Yeah, exactly. Downtown Bangkok. Woohoo! Now, the situation at the Bang Chan Industrial Estate is still critical, and floodwaters around there are 20 centimeters high and rising as the military continues to reinforce flood walls. Out of the 93 factories, 20 have already temporarily closed down. Water, meanwhile, at the Sansap Canal is at 97 centimeters. Workers are using boats to try to push the water out of the area. The Bang Chan Industrial Estate brings in 19 billion baht a year and employs 13,800 workers. Meanwhile, water is expected to arrive at the Sin Sakhon and Samut Sakhon Industrial Estates in the next 3 to 5 days. Sin Sakhon is a printing estate where books and posters are made, while Samut Sakhon is mostly a frozen seafood estate.
Hills of dirt standing 2.6 meters high are protecting Sin Sakhon, and the mayor of Samut Sakhon has water pumps that can handle floods 50 to 100 centimeters high. Factories in both industrial estates are still operating. Even though water is approaching from Param 2, Sin Sakhon and Samut Sakhon industrial estates employ more than 20,000 workers in 171 factories. Meanwhile, about 34,000 laborers are back to work in 25 factories in Ayutthaya.
So that's good news for the labor industry as well. Now, regarding Ayutthaya that you mentioned, Dr. Runtip, now out of the 505 temples in Ayutthaya, about 420 of them have been affected by the recent floods.
The estimated cost to rebuild is about 115 billion baht, which is almost 30 million US dollars.
Right.
The Office of Buddhism in Ayutthaya said that it might take 2 to 3 months to finish repairs, but it can be up to a year for some temples.
However, Thailand is lucky enough that UNESCO has offered 25,000 US dollars to restore the ancient sites in this province. Now, moving on to the Prime Minister now.
Yeah, the Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra officially created 2 committees that lead the way in recovering Thailand. They are the Strategic Committee for Reconstruction and Future Development and the Strategic Committee for Water Resources Management. Dr. Virapong will lead the first committee. He said it will help build a new future and rescue, restore and recover Thailand.
His main concern is strengthening the confidence from Thai and foreign investors. He is hoping insurance companies will help pay and secure the factories in the flooded areas. He is expected to make a trip to Japan to talk to investors who were the most affected from the floods. He plans to meet with the Minister of Commerce and Industry in Japan as well. We also caught up with Dr. Weerapong today, and our reporter Kun Nattha Kumarwatin also had a chance to talk to the newly appointed former Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. So let's see what he has to say.
I'm wondering what's the first priority of SRFD in gaining confidence back from Japanese investor in particular?
The first priority is to ensure that next year, if the rain is heavy like this year, the thing that happened this year will not re-happen again, so that the insurance company can insure the factory and industry in 7 industrial estates that has submerged in the water.
What's your plan in trying to convince Japanese investor not to fly away from Thailand?
I will meet with them tonight. I will meet with Ambassador of Japan, asking him whom I should meet, and I would ask the Japanese insurance company what is necessary condition, what is the necessary and sufficient condition that they want to see, so that they can run their business, and we will try to comply with their request.
What's the amount of the budget that you prepare to save this industrial estate?
At first stage, we have allocate about 50 billion baht for soft loan that all industry can borrow to strengthen the flood prevention in their industrial estate. I think that should be enough.
Especially for foreign investors, they may be wondering in what way they can be confident that this kind of crisis won't happen again in the future.
Well, I will meet with them and ask them what can we do for them, so that they will have confidence in our country, that we will looking after them.
Many private sectors also mentioned that it's time to restore and regain the foreign investors' confidence to Thailand. Meanwhile, the Democratic opposition leader Apisit Vechachiwa was at a parliament meeting today to discuss the budget for the flood recovery. He said it's time for Thais to work together and push through this crisis. Budgets allocated to solve the economic and flood situation will affect the government revenue, including the tax revenue. Some of the money will have to come from foreign loans.
The former Prime Minister said that 120 billion baht used for the flood recovery has not gone through any investigations by Parliament. The opposition party is concerned with the transparency and the priorities of the project. Party members are also worried about the rules and regulations, since this is not a normal situation. However, there will be no debate, and Apisit says Thailand has to come together to help resolve the crisis.
Earlier, we asked the chairman of the Thai Lifestyle Products Federation about how bad the situation is for small and medium enterprise businesses, and here's what he had to say.
Bad time for all of us. I think I need to motivate from and support from government and from everyone.
And now we're going to the latest updates with Associate Professor Seri Suparatit, who mentioned to me on the phone earlier that Lakrabang Industrial Estate, which many are saying that it's one of a very important location where they will not allow to flood.
Right now.
Very high risk right now. Here's more with Kun Darin Thong Akara. Kun Darin, please.
Tip. Today I went with Dr. Seri Suparatit to explore what happened to the Lakrabang Industrial Estate, and we found that it is surrounded by flood water. So yes, it is at risk, right?
Yes. It is a significant difference from last 3-4 days that we went.
Yes.
Yeah. So this means that the flood water coming already.
Yeah.
Now still coming, and more and more water.
Yeah.
So we see a picture that we have to do. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We go to the office of this Lord Lat Krabang, and then we discuss with them, and then we found that very risky. Yeah. Because of you see on the blue shade is all the water surround the Lat Krabang area already. The water depth is in average about 0.3 to 0.5 meter.
Yeah.
On the housing, you see, on flooded already.
Yeah.
So, and then we also estimate the flood water coming into this area. We found that it's about 15 million cubic meter per day.
Yeah.
15 million cubic per day is a huge amount. Yeah. In order to fill up this area, which is about 27 kilometers square, it needs only 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, to fill up this one.
And what will happen to Lat Krabang Industrial Estate?
If we do not have pumping capacity to drain out, it will have problem in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, we recommend them already try to drain out immediately. When the flood water coming. You have to drain. Not only for the floodplain flood, but also on the canal, several canals. If you drain it, the flood water here will be drained to the canal, and then it's take very quickly. This is very important now. I think that is this the time to use the pumping now. Start immediately.
But the industrial estate here have very high dike around it. So can it protect the Lat Krabang Industrial Park?
From experience, around 7 industrial estates at the top. It's because of we cannot allow it to stay like it is more than 1 week. If more than 1 week, it will happen. The leakage of the water coming, and then it will make a very big hole, and then you cannot protect it anymore.
And if we drain the water down, it will go to the Suvarnabhumi airport. What will happen to the airport?
First it will come to the Pravet Burilom Canal, and Pravet Burilom Canal have the pumping facility to take into the Chao Phraya and also to the Bang Pakong River. Of course, Pravet Burilom have to be careful to overflow, and then go to the Suvarnabhumi airport. Suvarnabhumi airport is, as I mentioned before, there is no problem because they have a very low elevation of the canal. Suvarnabhumi canal is -8. So it's very quickly to drain out with the pumping capacity of 100 cubic meter per second. This is really big pumping there. So it will be safe. It will be safe.
Thank you very much, Dr. Seri. So the Lat Krabang Industrial Estate is the home of 224 factories, especially the factory of motorcycle. So we should be careful and try to drain all the flood water downstream. Dr. Rungtip and Kun Supachon.
Thank you, Kun Darin, and fingers crossed that Lat Krabang will not be the 8th industrial estate underwater.
Not just Lat Krabang, and also Bang Chan, Samut Sakhon. Okay, if you like to watch our archive, you can visit our website, as well as you can email us. Yes.
Our email is ingnews, engnews @thaipbs.or.th, and that wraps tonight's edition of Thai PBS English News Service. Thank you for watching. I'm Supachon Kun Suwan.
I'm Rungtip Chonapalai. สวัสดีค่ะ